So, becoming a black belt BNI. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to go through a little bit of mindset stuff, a little bit of who I am and why I'm in BNI and why I love it. And then we're going to get into some stuff that you can take away. I call it the nuts and bolts. Now, I know some people have got pads and pens. Good for you. They came prepared. If you don't have a pad and pen, that's cool. But there's going to be stuff. There's going to be stuff that you want to take away, 100%. So when the time comes, feel free to make a note, because I promise you, some of the bits we're going to talk about could change your BNI business and the way you operate. It could change your business and how you operate in that business. Because some of the tips and tricks we're going to talk about are black belt guaranteed. So the point being is, you want to get it. If you hear the nugget, don't go, oh, I'll remember that tomorrow, because you might not. Write it down, WhatsApp it to yourself, or do something just to capture that, please. Because otherwise, you know, we're missing an opportunity. So, how does it feel to be here, right? Green Club, the best of the best. The reality is, I'm going to walk around a bit just so people can see and hear me and enjoy everything I have to offer. You're the best of the best. And do you know what? You're better than the best of the best, because a lot of the best of the best aren't here. Other greens. You're here. So let's do Green Club, and then let's call you the Navy SEALs of the Green Club, right? Because you're here and you're going to take advantage. And the lovely thing about this is you're going to get away with the secret sauce. You can leave here with stuff I'm going to give you that's going to change your mindset about certain ways that you use BNI to get an outcome, to get referrals, and how to actually leverage getting loads of money into your pocket. Because when we joined BNI, we joined it because we want to earn money. We want to get money in the pocket, the ROI. The reality is, along the way, there's non-tangibles that get us, the nice people, you know, the good relationships, being in a room of business owners to talk about challenges that we have when our wives and our husbands don't want to hear it. Guess what, the day I've had, I won a new job, don't want to hear it, because I'm cooking the dinner and stuff. So you go to your BNI group and you go, guess what, I've won my best client ever. And they go, oh, congratulations. And you think, yes, thank you, because they get it. They get it, they get it, get it. My BNI story is I'm 16 plus years as a member. Have we got anyone over 10 in the room? Hands up. Two. Okay, wonderful. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. So I never joined BNI thinking it would be more than a year or two. And if I could tell you that I was a BNI anarchist at the start, I was really like, I'm not BNI. No, that person over there, you believe BNI, you're one of those funny people. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, I love BNI. I'm a BNI person. They were odd. I was in it for the money, and I played the game. Because I wanted the money, I wanted the referrals, so I played the game to get the business, and that was why BNI worked for me. And I tell you what, it took me 10 years of just doing BNI and never really buying into it. That one time I was at a director conference, I'll never forget it. When you're around people of a like-minded nature, when you get it, you get it. And I realized that for me, BNI is about the people. Because I get the money's there, it's in the bank. If I showed you my app later on with how much I earned this year and all that good stuff, the money's there. I love the people, and in loving the people, I realised I'm bloody BNI, aren't I? I'm BNI. I now bleed red in very much a literal way, of course, but now I'm BNI. And some of the reasons why it captivated me, and I'm going to just quickly talk about it, 3 things, is a couple of phrases I've picked up over the years. BNI is not normal networking. Normal networking, as I discovered, I never knew what normal networking was. I'm going to walk around here just because I feel like, you know, moving around the room. Normal networking, as I now know, is where you get an invite on an email to go to a bar somewhere, to take a load of cards in your pocket, and you rock up and you have your little glass of champagne, they sign you in, but you don't know anyone. And so then you like mooch in the corner, and I'm here, and I'm on my phone. Do I make eye contact with anyone? Okay, yeah, you look like you could talk. And you speak to that person, you say, how are you? How are you?
Hey.
Nice to meet you. And they say, oh great, I'm a florist, and what do you do? And I go, I'm in construction. Oh, well that doesn't really rub right at the moment, but we have a nice conversation anyway, because we're nice people. And we carry on, and at the end of that, I've given them a card. Brilliant. I don't get a single phone call, because I've not really made any connections, unless I'm really lucky. And so I've spent money on the cards, I've not made a connection, and I've had a late night, which means work the next day is a bit tough. That's normal networking. BNI is not normal networking. BNI is passion, it's people, it's relationships, it's building something more substantial to get something more substantial. And I realised that that's what BNI is. And the thing I say is, it's kind of like positive pressure. I need to go to the meeting with a referral, right? I've had a low week, a low month, energies, peaks and troughs. I better do something to get a referral or do a one-to-one or do something to contribute, and it makes things happen. That structure that BNI has, right? That's the second reason why I love it. And the last and perhaps the most important reason why I love it, because this phrase, and this is one to take away, people like us like people like us. It's the whole Virgin mentality, if you ever heard that coming through. You know, Richard Branson used to say, I employ virgin people. It's a certain type of personality that's a go-getter, that's a get out there and do it, etc. And this is what we have in the room. You're all in the room. You're all amazing people. You're all people, if I sat down with you and I said to you, oh, listen, you've got a really successful business. You've got 50 staff. I'd love to know how to get to that point. Can I take you for lunch? Can you tell me your journey? And you go, of course. Come. Let's open the book. This is my journey, the low point. Then this happened, and then I did that, and then I did that, and I moved on and moved up. And that's just because we're in the club. We're in the club together. And that is priceless, because where can you be where someone with amazing business or an amazing journey will share that with you for free because they know you're in the club too and that you're going to take it on board properly, you know, and really grow from that. So for these reasons, I am now BNI through and through. Not because of the brand, although that's great because they've organised this company that does this amazing thing, but because of the people, because of those phrases, because I realise there's no better way to network, get business in the bank and love every minute of it with good people. It's just the way I work. That's the way it is. So we're going to talk about how to be a white belt person in BNI to black belt. Now we're all Green Club, right? So let's raise ourselves up to like blue or brown belt. You know, we're all there. Big, you know, strap in BNI members. That's all good. We're getting loads of money and it's all great. But what we want to do is we want to leverage that to get more and to really squeeze the sponge of every drop of opportunity that there is in every single referral that we go after. So I'm going to talk about some bits that I'd like you to take on board, and we're going to cover things that include making regular connections, creating education for people we're talking to, making sure we're doing follow-ups, using technology, of course, and then recognition, which is one of my favourite. It's a core value, recognition, right? Such a good one. That's amazing. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. Now, to start with, and this is where we're going to start moving into the nuts and bolts, as well as a little bit of mindset, I want to talk about storytelling. I think this is such an undiscovered skill that people don't use enough in business because we just don't have it in our minds. We think, what stories do I have? I've just had a very normal life. But if you think about it, and this is a great example when you stood up with your story, which is off the cuff and bloody amazing, so good for you with that, about the technology and innovation core value. That was fantastic. We all have stories. If we just take a little effort to think about what they are, we've all done amazing things in life that are unique to us. And we have to leverage that in our business. And I'll tell you how this works. So I'm going to ask 3 people to stand up. We're just going to get a bit of interaction. So 1, madam, thank you. 2, thank you very much. And sir, you as well. Okay. We're all carpenters. These people are carpenters. Let's just imagine this is the case. Now, I need a carpenter. And a bit like Google, I go, I need a carpenter. And then names pop up all over the place. So we have carpenter 1, carpenter 2, and carpenter 3. How am I gauging value at this point in time? I'm saying, well, I like you. You look smart. That's great. Oh, you look like you've been on the tools. Great. Blue's my favorite color. I like you. She's wearing blue. It's my favorite color. This is value. I'm going to use this carpenter. But am I going to pay extra money for this carpenter or anything else? Maybe not. Maybe I'm kind of very lightweight, you know, whether I use them or not. But now let's add a little bit of value. Let's add a bit of a story to this. So if I said you know, you've not done much, you're a carpenter, very standard, no problem. You're a carpenter, you're in the local area, that's fine, that's your story. This carpenter over here, my favourite carpenter because you're a blue dress, is recognised with a royal seal, a royal warrant for the work she does because she's amazing, she's really good. She has built orphanages abroad, helping others, charitable causes. She has been on holiday and saved a child from a great white shark and pulled it out the ocean after by its tail. And when someone asked her why, she said, because I was angry, so that shark had to suffer. This is this carpenter. Right, okay. So the point is, out of all the carpenters that are out there in the market, and you apply this obviously to your own businesses, if we're having a one-to-one, you tell me a story that puts that kind of context on who you are as a person, And it's not about the story, it's about what the story gives us. It gives us character traits. It gives me colours. It tells me she's passionate. It tells me she's courageous. It tells me she's giving. It tells me stuff about her that makes her more valuable as a personality, that's someone I could rely on. And second, if I know her, and we're all talking about one-to-ones, if I'm speaking to a client I'm going to recommend, do you think I'm going to lead out with, oh, I know a carpenter you want to use and here's the number and done? Or am I going to go, you never guess what? This carpenter I know is amazing. She's saved a child from a shark, double her size. Really? You're joking. I'm going to have to ask her about it when I call her up to give her the referral. The point is, you're creating interest and emotion. You can sit down now. Thank you so much indeed. You're creating interest and emotion and connection, which increases our value to the people we're talking to. An easy way to put it as well is if I said this pen is a pen in a shop, 30p, whatever it is. If I told you this was the pen used by Michael Jackson to sign his very first contract when he signed to Def Jam Records or whatever it was and whoever it was he signed to. This is the pen. I have the certificate. It's all legitimate, la la la. Would you pay 30p for that? Or do you reckon you might pay $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever it might be, right? Because it's got a story behind it and it's more valuable as a result. Now I want you to think about that and how you do your business. What stories are you telling your clients? What stories are you telling your referral partners that can create more value so you're more memorable, so that you're easier to recommend again, you're easier to refer, and that can boost you through the roof and set you apart from other people of a similar industry? Because that's going to only help your business. And I really want you to take that away. In fact, when you do your one-to-ones after this, we've got more one-to-ones to happen. Yeah. I would love you all, if it's okay, I'd love you all to think about it and lead out with a story about you. Because you all might know each other, but maybe if I know you already, but maybe you've never told me a story about who you are and what you do. And the story that can be vulnerable. I've been sober for 8 years. I mean, I haven't been sober for 8 years, but that might be your story. But be truthful with yourself, because it means a lot. I've been vulnerable for 8 years. That tells me you've dedicated. You had a dip, you've come back, you're like reliable. It tells me about you. And it makes you more valuable to me as a result. So use that, please, in your one-to-ones going forward. Okay, next, we're going to get into real nuts and bolts stuff now. We have what's called referral partners, similar to our power team. And our power team are people that don't necessarily compete with us in the open market, but they have clients who are similar to who we use, but without competition, right? Landscapers, builders, architects, designers, etc., etc., etc. Now, in our BNI journey, we're sitting down and having one-to-ones, we're meeting people. When's the last time following a one-to-one where someone told you, for instance, they loved parasailing in the mountains, that you then thought, when you came away, I'm going to send you a little gift that shows that what we talked about in our one-to-one, I remembered, and I'm going to send you a postcard with a big, nice picture of someone parasailing, saying, loved our one-to-one, you're such a great person to know, I really appreciate who you are. Now, just put yourself in this mind space. Imagine you're at your desk, you've had a hard time, work's hard, business is hard, ups and downs, peaks and troughs. You get a card come in the post of a picture of a parasail. This is your passion, Muay Thai. You know, it's your passion. Someone took the time to find it, think of you, write a message telling you you're great, carry on, do what you're doing. P.S. I love you. Regards, Andrew Sheely. And this is a referral partner, so we strategically want business from this person. Now, two things. How's that card or gesture going to make you feel? Feel free to say amazing. Second, and this is going to hit you, where do you think that card's going to live after that moment?
On the desk.
And who do you think that person's going to think about whenever they need your service? They're going to think of you, because they're going to go, they made me feel amazing when I was super low, and they thought of me, which shows it's more than just skin deep. And that card's sitting there, and I'm always going to sit. And that's going to sit there, because we're like human beings. Our nature is to leave it, right? We just leave it. So it's going to sit there for years until they have some reason to leave or clean the desk up or whatever. And maybe if they even clean the desk, they're going to take it with them. Because who sends cards telling you they love you? Apart from the wife at Christmas, and maybe not then. So the point is, it makes an impact on people that otherwise didn't expect it. And that is a different way to do it, right? That's a different way to get work. That's a different way to be remembered. It's a different way to show consideration and make things happen. So take that away and use it. Think about who your referral partners are. If you don't know enough about them to be able to do something personal, then do a one-to-one. Make a point of learning that stuff. Be strategic. It's fine. and send them something. It doesn't have to be a card, it could be a picture, it could be golf balls, it could be anything that's relevant to them. But do it and be memorable as a result. Okay, next, nuts and bolts. Leave your mark. In life, we have different ways that people digest information. And we're all different. I like to see bright, colourful pictures. I like to listen. I might like to read less. I don't want to read loads of information. It's too hard to digest in the busy world we live in. So are you geared up with your business to provide information to your client base and or your referral partners that can be digested on multiple levels? Example, do you have a podcast? It doesn't have to be something that's going on, and I'm 20 episodes in. It could be 4 episodes deep, 3, that just talks about what you do, but so someone who wants to listen to your business can just drive, go, landscaping, estate management. Oh, I know someone, they're really interesting. I love his South African accent, the most manly man I've ever met. It's true, but good for you. But the point is, I'm learning about you casually, and that's how I like to digest information. Do you have a digital brochure where I can open up on my WhatsApp and go, oh, interesting image, that's good. Infographic, that's great. That's how I like to digest information. Do you have a blog? These things don't have to be exhaustive and massive effort. It can be just little bits, but it's the way people digest information. Do you bring it all together? There's a great website called Linktree with, I think it's TRE, not double E. What you can do there, it's free to a certain degree. You can list out all of your digital assets that you have online into one link. So when you click it, it takes you to the website and it's like, there's my YouTube channel, there's my Google reviews, there's my online brochure, there's my podcast, there's the YouTube videos. So you can send one link and a client can take all of that in whatever way they want. Importantly, you can give it to your referral partner, the person who's actually looking for work for you, and they can pass it on for you when they're recommending you. So it's something to preempt the conversation you're going to have with that referral opportunity, where you ring them up. And I know the brilliant thing about being is they go, oh, I was waiting for your call. But imagine they ring up and they go, I was waiting for your call and I've listened to all your podcasts. And that was so amazing. Thank you. Can we talk about the business? Because they've bought in now to your story and your DNA and who you are, and it suits them. And all of a sudden, you've just upped the opportunity to win work and, dare I say it, charge a bit more money because you've set yourself apart. You don't have to just do this in BNI. This is the point. This is like universal. Who would be welcome to receive that link? Who's willing to help you out because you know you'll help them? And so on and so forth, right? How are we doing on time? Perfect. We're doing great. So, think about that. I want you to think about what you're going to take away. There's lots of stuff here, and I don't want to blow your brains. So if you took one thing away that you were going to do something with, that's going to make a difference, and the rest of it can build up. I'm recording this now. The man at the back, grateful, is going to video it, so I can share this with Julian. He can share it around if you wanted to reiterate and remind yourself of some of this stuff. But use it. Honestly, it makes such a difference because it's all connected to building relationships and building, like, connections. Okay. This is my favorite. So if you're going to take anything down, I love this one. If I meet someone who has a mutual client base, you is amazing. I'm going to ask you to stand up. Please, madam. Thank you. Right, we had a great connection. She's project manager. She has amazing clients, similar clients to me, and we could really connect. And let's imagine there's one other person. I'm going to ask your good self to stand up. One more person who equally has great connections and a similar client base. Let's say I do architecture. Let's say you do structural engineering. And let's say this lovely lady does interior design. So we all have similar clients in a kind of trifecta situation. What if, imagine this scenario, picture it in your mind, what if we had a WhatsApp group, just us three on, we had a CSV file. Anyone doesn't know what a CSV file, .csv? It's an online Excel spreadsheet, basically. So you can just share the link, click into it, it's like a Google sheet, and then it's Excel, but you can kind of get it on your phone, and you can get it while you're going around, whereas Excel files sometimes are on our PC alone. So you can share the link on a WhatsApp group and do things with it, and it kind of means you can get organized. Okay, so imagine this. We all have the same clients, but we all have different clients, but we want each other's clients. A classic thing in BNI is you have a one-to-one with someone like this, my referral partner, and I'll say, who do you know? She goes, I know all the people you need. And I go, brilliant. She goes, here's 10 people. And I go, oh my God, I can't do anything with it. Because life's busy, I'm not ringing 10 people up, I'm not going to do all the work unless I have nothing else to do. Anyone in the room got nothing else to do in their businesses at this point in time? No. So we're busy, we're overwhelmed already, and I now have 10 people I've got to call and follow up with and go and have meetings with, and my mind's blown and I'm not going to do it, and hopefully no one will discover because I don't want to affect my reputation. So rather than putting you in that pressure, why don't we do this? On this CSV file that we have created, why don't we list out who the 10 people are under each name in columns? We have a date column and a comments column. And maybe what we do is we say, right, I'm going to call the first person, and I'm going to call them, I'm going to meet them, I'm going to take the time to do it properly. I'm going to leave feedback on there so I can talk about it, and we have regular one-to-one catch-ups. And then we exhaust that opportunity to the point where I either get business or I don't get business, because life happens, right? Once I've done the first one, then I do the second one, all in my own time. It could take 6 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, whatever. But we go through that process and tap out every single opportunity that the other person has in a time frame that suits us, so that we can really leverage every ounce of opportunity that comes out of this referral partner I've got. Rather than doing a quick hit, let's get the one person you know, and then it's kind of disappeared until we have a one-to-one again. Why don't we be more strategic and do more with it and get more from it? One referral from one person could be 10 grand. 10 referrals from one person could be 100 grand. If you just create a system and a strategy to leverage the opportunity over time that suits you, so you do it correctly and you're following up. And do you know what the other lovely thing about this is that you're talking to that other person all the time and you're connected. So how did that go? How did this go? Oh, your comment said that I can never connect with them. Okay, let me make a phone call. Oh, they're only free after 4 o'clock. That's the best time to call them. Brilliant. So you're now going back and forth. You're creating the opportunity to make something happen. It's just a winning formula, isn't it? If you use it like that and you be strategic, and it means you don't have to scrabble around for one referral from everyone. You can just tap into your market, your referral partners, and really get everything out of them. And do you know the beauty of this? Even if it took 6 months, in 6 months' time, the next 10 people that you don't yet know they know are now on the radar. And then you can do it with the next 10 people who are exactly your clients that you want to get in front of. And so you continue. Yes, I love a question.
You're welcoming questions. Normally, if I'm introducing someone to one of my clients, I'd tee up my client for the conversation.
100%.
So I'd speak to my client, I'd say, I want Gary to speak to you. Gary is brilliant at utility warehouse. He's going to go through all your utilities and save you money. And then they're expecting Gary to call. So if I've done a list that I'm sharing and Gary's going to call them when he fancies it, then they've gone cold in that time.
Well,
How would you get around that sort of
the way I would do it is I would speak to Gary, say, because let's imagine you're both talking about why this list is online, why you've got it, and the approach, that every connection that you'd make and every phone call you would have would be done with clear communication between you both, i.e. Lucy, sorry, my eyes are terrible. Lucy, please don't ring all 5 people. Can you just ring the first one? That's it. Let's get that geared up for bringing them at 4 o'clock after dinner, whatever. Do the connection. How did it go? And obviously you're talking. You're doing the same for them because it's a similar client base, because you're in that real special place where you're all referral partners. And so you tread carefully and slowly through it and incrementally. By the way, you can sit down, and thank you so much. You can tread through it incrementally to the point where you exhaust that one contact and then you move on to the next. So it's never, yes, 100%, but you just do it very strategically. How did it go? I know you said you were calling them on Wednesday. I know you said you were going to call them after 4. If you can't get through to them after the 3rd try, let me know. I'll call them again. And I'll find out, oh, they're on holiday or whatever. It's about partnership, doing it together to get the best results. And it's not disingenuous because you're in BNI and you're trying to help each other get business, right? You're just taking it to a deeper level where you're passing information to hopefully get the best outcome possible from the connection. Because why give someone like this gentleman here, I'm picking on you because we've had a good chat tonight. Why don't you give, what was it, the estate you wanted? Okay, so a global company. Why would you give someone like that a global company and just go, I've just rung them once. You'd go like, I know where they are, I have GPS tagged onto their cars, they're gonna be in that cafe, they're gonna walk in there, so if you happen to be in the queue behind them, and then I'll rock up and go, oh hi, oh isn't this a surprise, we're all here together. Let me introduce you, because this is what it is. This is how you do black belt BNI. You take it to another level to get another level of business. So yeah, you just get a lot closer to handling the referral rather than doing a fire and forget situation. And then when that first person's been won or lost because timing or whatever, then you go, right, now we'll agree to move on to the second one. And you do it careful, because it's about protecting your reputation as well. Because obviously we all know if we give our best clients and the other person messes it up, and then our reputation is affected, which could affect how we get more business. So it's all about close connection and phone calls and doing it together along the way. Because don't forget, you're doing it with them as well. They're doing it with you, you're doing it with them. This leads me on to my next one. How many people in the room are making a phone call to the one person in BNI who gives you the most work all the time, regular, every Monday? Who's doing that? And going, hi, how are you? I'm good, great. What meetings have you got this week? What new clients are you seeing this week? What jobs are you closing out that means it's moving to the next stage along the process this week? Let's have a chat, 10 minutes? 5 for you, 5 for me. Brilliant. Oh, when you see that guy on Thursday, because it's that new opportunity, I'd love an introduction to them, please. Yeah, no problem. And now they're front of mind. Because you know what it's like, life's busy. We're here tonight, we'll leave tonight, you'll forget everything we've talked about. Because the phone rings, this is happening, tomorrow's another work day, and so on and so forth, right? But if you're regular connecting, which is exactly how BNI works, we see each other every single week, and it builds up a steady form of familiarity with each other about what we do and how we do it. But if you're doing this with your referral partner, i.e. the people who give you the most work, you're tapping into the new people who are coming into their business stream and their business funnel every week. There are opportunities for you to connect. And how many people would you like to help if you really like them, but because they're just not front of mind every single day of your life, you're not leveraging that? Now imagine you had a really nice chat every Monday, you made a call, you said, this is who's coming up, I'm definitely going to speak to 3 of those people for you, front of mind, you're doing it for me, I'm doing it for you, and we reconvene on a Thursday or a Friday. How much more are you going to get? Because of intentional activity, just to make a phone call on a Monday morning to people who give you the most work anyway. Because I can tell you now from personal experience, I have so much footfall from my business architecturally, that if I just did that, I do it with a few people, but if I just did it with everyone, I'd be like going, here's opportunities left, right and centre, but we get too busy. So if you just start small with that number one person who gives you the most, then you're going to honestly find, if they're the right person, that the rain is going to fall with opportunities. I think the phrase is make it rain. You know, it's going to happen. It's inevitable because the energy expended is going to bounce back to you. Okay. This is another good one, and I've got one more, and then we're done. Just to let you know, because I'm conscious of time and we're doing all right. What if I knew you so well, I know exactly what you did, I know exactly how you do it, I know exactly where you do it, and I know exactly how you like to offer it, that I could win him a client, win the job. Now, we all have complicated businesses. We all have multi-levels of what we do. We all have really expensive offerings and very simple, getting easy offerings. So what if I didn't complicate my mind with the really difficult bits, but I understood the funnel of what you do, because we had a good one-to-one and we understand each other, because we're referral partners, we know our businesses are aligned. And what if you shared with me your Outlook calendar or your Gmail, so it was on my phone, because this guy's worth like 60 grand a year to me. Doesn't know it because I don't just blag him. It's worth 60 grand, so why wouldn't I have his calendar on my phone as an extra effort? And what if I saw when you were busy, or when you weren't busy? What if you told me you'd like to see clients on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock? That's your like always blank diary. Okay. So what I'm out and about, I'm seeing clients that he likes to be in front of, and while we're talking about what the business is going to be, I'm saying, oh, by the way, I know a utility warehouse provider. And do you know what? As an architectural person, you're about to finish your extension, so you most probably need to start thinking about new energy for your home and who your provider is. I've got a really good guy. In actual fact, if you want me to make this really easy for your client, because they want life to be easy, right? We're consumers, and we want easy journeys to consumer, or to outcomes. I can book you in right now. He's such a nice guy. I'm going to book you in. He's free on Wednesday at 5. Would that suit you? Yeah. I mean, it's only a phone call. I don't have to do anything. Brilliant. Done. Did you know that these are the rates and this is what it is, and actually you can get online. I mean, yours is quite a unique business, so because it's hard to sell, but imagine I could sell you an initial product. Did you know he's doing a deal with SIM cards for mobile phones? I know you mentioned it because your kids are now going to secondary school and they need a little mobile phone. £10 a time, unlimited, global, So how's that sound? Oh, that sounds, do you know what? That sounds really interesting. I need that regardless of whatever happens, to be honest with you. Brilliant. Okay. I come to you. The meeting's booked. I've managed it, I've gotten the deal.
Amazing.
Yeah, right, look. And that's without even getting them on as a connector with the £150 deals and all the other stuff that comes through from it after, right? This is Utility Warehouse, which is unique because there's loads of layers. What if it was an accountancy practice where it was a quick review of your books, and I usually charge 300 quid. Let's say that, or an interior designer, which is just because it connects to me because I understand it. I want to do an initial consultation with mood boards, it's £350, face-to-face meeting. Brilliant. They're free here. This is the meeting, it's 350 quid. That's cheap, to be honest with you. You get your mood boards, get to sit around, cups of tea, glasses of wine, nice experience. Yeah, great, done. They're free this time, that's done. Ring you up, tell you all about it. I've won you the job. I don't need to win you the big job, but I've won you the job at low level, low hanging fruit, and now you're in the door with your own opportunity to sell up to the big job, because that's your skill set. I don't need to know the big stuff. I need to know how to get you in here. That's powerful stuff. With the right people where they're comfortable, the diaries, you can build that little thing in, get structured with it. You don't even need to have the diary that's the diary of all his whole life. He might create a diary in Outlook for £3 a month that specifically is for this role exactly, because he knows that the people who is his referral partner is going to give opportunity for tens of thousands of pounds. So why wouldn't I go £3 diary, calendar just for meetings, just for this, just for you? And I do it now personally. I have an interior designer I work with. I don't even quote them now. I just stick 350 quid on my quote. I put interior designer included. And every time I win a job, they get a referral. And they get to go in and maybe turn that into 7-8 grand or more, depending on the client's needs. But I'm winning them job. I forget to even pass referrals for this stuff, which is bad, but I have lots of referrals, so I don't worry about it. I mean, I'm really lucky. I've passed over £4 million worth of business now. Lucky and very grateful to be able to do that. But it's because of strategies like this where I just make it happen. And it's just a mindset and it's just a bit of activity that can change the opportunities that can be created. Because of small little low-hanging fruit, you've got someone in, it could be the biggest referral of their life, just because you learn a bit more about how to connect, you learn a bit more about how they do and their funnel, and then you just learn what to say. How do I introduce you? Which we all heard that one before. Hopefully the gears are ticking along. Okay, I could go on, but I'm conscious of this. We're 3 minutes over, so we're winning. Because I know Julian said, earlier on he said to me, if you run over, do you know what it likes to be tackled by a 6'5" man? I said, I can't wait. Because B&I taught me one more thing, and that's how to give a cuddle. So come and get me, Julian, come and get me. Right, B&I black belt, right? You're all qualified, well done. I'd like now to kind of, in summary, ask you to give me back your key takeaways. We're going to do 3 or 4 or 5, we'll just see how it goes. So I'd like to ask for some hands up, and I'd like, for all of our benefit, because they say if you teach, you learn more. I'd like you to put your hand up, we're going to stand up, and I'd just like you to say what struck you as the most valuable bit of information that you got from this speech. And if none of you stand up, that's absolutely fine, I'll go home and cry on my own. So who's going to lead the charge? Go for it, sir.
I mean, the one thing for me is I've got people that pass me regular referrals, and every now and again I will reach out to them, but not making a point of doing it more regularly is actually why I might not be doing that, or like that.
Perfect, thank you very much. Okay, yes ma'am.
I think sending a card just to say thank you, I know that means a lot to lots of people.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you're working on your own business.
100%, and a lot of us are. And even if you're not working on your own business, in terms of an individual, staff don't get what we do. They don't care about your troubles. So getting a little something from someone saying you're worth it, you're remembered, you're considered, we recognise you're there and you're a powerful energy it could be the one thing that lifts you in your whole day. And that's just unbelievable. Yes, sir.
I think on that line as well, you were very specific about, obviously, the parasailing. And sometimes when you're having a one-to-one, I often think, are they really listening?
Yeah.
And then when you pick up something like that, then you know if you're going to receive like that,
yeah,
they really listen.
Yeah.
And you're touching them. That's the most important thing. Lockhart's principle of around forensic evidence, that every contact leaves a trace. You have left a trace on us with what you've imparted. And that's really important. So I'm going to take that, and that's great. So when you can personalize something like that, makes all the difference.
Okay, look for one more. Yes, sir. Or two.
I love the CSV part of it, and that's quality for power teams. That's something we definitely need to talk about, training our power teams.
Yeah, 100% right. Imagine how much you could actually leverage from people's contacts by actually taking the time that suits you to get the outcome, as opposed to feeling like, just got 5 referrals, and then your mind gets blown to ring them all up because we're busy, rather than take your time but never lose the chance of that, the fact that they were there. And this lovely lady put her hand up as our last.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of the kind of short-circuiting, instead of saying, oh, you know, leave me their details and I'll get in touch, to actually not even arrange a meeting with 3 people, like often suggest in BNI, but just book them in your diary for, like, I'm a coach, it could be a discovery call, it's £50, it's a very low-hanging fruit, and if you just put them in straight in my diary, that is already existing. I think that's quite a cool idea.
Cool. All right, guys. There's so much more. Whoa, okay. There's so much more to have. I'll be around, and please feel free to come talk to me. It's been such a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much indeed.